Yo, this is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors at Alpha Claims and Hire Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car. I really appreciate you joining me today, and this story comes from Dudley. We followed this story from the beginning, and now 3 people have been found guilty of the murder of 2 people involved in a cannabis factory raid back in February of last year. Firstly, I want to send my condolences to the family and friends of the victim, and this story definitely highlights the risks associated to growing and being involved in any sort of drugs. It's very rare that you see big cannabis factories in houses. The reason as to why most of them are in industrial estates is because it's far away from people that may want to steal it. This factory, the police said, had 250 cannabis plants in, which on the police's estimates would have been worth £250,000 on the street. The initial reports was that around 10 people raided a house during the night at 3:30 on the 20th of February, caught on CCTV, but unbeknownst to the attackers, the next door neighbours were actually involved in the cannabis factory too. Their job was to try to protect it. Upon becoming alerted to this, Omar Ramzan had amassed a massive collection of weapons in his house. One of them was a large panther crossbow, a smaller crossbow, a sword, knives and a knuckleduster. Saghawat Ramzan and his son Omar ran next door to see what was going on after hearing Saghawat's brother Waseem shout out. He lived further down the street and he came to help also. They was armed with a sword and a crossbow, and Saghawat began to attack the raiders. He fired a shot from the crossbow and it missed. They tried to run away, but one of the robbers, Khuzaimah Douglas, was caught by Waseem and wrestled to the ground. At this point, Mohammed Sageer arrived and joined in the attack. Khuzaimah struggled to get free, but all 3 of them attacked him, and Saghawat reloaded his crossbow with a bolt and fired it at nearly point blank range in the direction of Khuzaimah. But he missed and he hit his brother, Waseem. He hit him in the left side of his abdomen, and CCTV showed Waseem remove the bolt from his body. Saghawat then reloaded the crossbow and took another shot that hit Khuzaimah Douglas just above the hip. He managed to get to his feet and run off, but he fell over further down the road. The bolt had embedded in his pelvis and he suffered massive blood loss, and despite medical assistance, he sadly died of his injuries at the scene. And from researching the crossbow, I've found that it's got a £175 draw weight, which means it's capable of delivering bolts with unbeatable levels of accuracy. The Panther has a 10.5 power stroke. Keeping the bolt in contact with the string for longer means the Panther achieves a whopping 245 FPS. So the wounds this crossbow must have inflicted would have been devastating. They said after this attack, they tried to get Waseem, Saghawat's brother, to hospital. He was taken in car, and that was also seen on CCTV. Saghawat left shortly after to tidy up the weapons and secure the property. The hospital called the police due to the nature of the injuries, as fortunately crossbow injuries are very rare. Saghawat gave a false account of what happened, telling police that he heard a commotion and found people attacking his brother. In a bid to evade police, the trio stopped using their phones, but Saghawat, aged 47 from Pensnet, was found at a property in Stoke on the 23rd of February. The following day, his son Omar, 24, also from Pensnet, handed himself in, telling police he acted in self-defence. A similar account was given by Sageer, aged 33 from Bridley Hill. He travelled to Scotland and then Bradford before handing himself in on the 25th of Feb. All 3 were charged with murder. Detective Chief Inspector Jim Monroe from the homicide team said the actions of these men were shocking, brutal and calculated. To protect the cannabis factory, they used extreme violence that was brutal and sustained, and killed Khuzaimah. From any case that I've covered that's involved cannabis factories being taken, it's very rare you'll hear of people being injured during it, mainly due to the fact that it's just not necessary. People are there for the cannabis factory, they're not there to hurt anybody. So people fighting back during it is the worst thing they could possibly have done. This escalated the situation and resulted in the death of 2 people. Khuzaimah Douglas from Birmingham was a talented boxer. I know he's missed by a lot of people. No matter the reasons he was there or how this thing escalated, these 2 people lost their lives and they meant a lot to their families. The sentencing will take place at a later date, and we'll definitely give you an update in relation to that. I send my condolences to the family of Waseem and Kasami. And I really appreciate you joining me for this episode. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Follow us online as well. And please don't forget to stay safe on the street tonight. Peace.